going to move on to this front end, get this bumper mounted, and get all that done. Well, before I can do that, this is kind of where I stopped on my outside of my body work here. These posts. This post was originally, the cowl is lower about 5 millimeters than it is on the other side. So with that cowl rolling down, they just move the fender down, which moves the back of my hood down, which moves the side of the car down, and that's just how it was back then. But that reveals the leading edge of this wood to where I'm going to have to take off 5 millimeters off of this wood. So let me give you a little closer look at what I've got to do here and how involved this is. I've been fighting with this number that I'm fixing to show you for quite a while. I didn't know exactly where it was, but I knew it kept showing up. But I finally found it. What has happened on the other side of this of the Woodie, and this is original when they put it in, they put this end of the cowl is 5 millimeters lower, and it comes down at more of an angle on that side than it does this side. I checked and looked at it. All the rest of the post and area is in the right spot. The location of this hinge, the location of the dash, all that is exactly the same. It's just when they put this piece in, for whatever reason, they dropped it down 5 millimeters. Now I want to show you the effect that I have with just that 5. So I've measured from here to the top of the hinge, and then from the edge of this to the top, and then I went to the other side, and that's where it's showing up at. Then I've measured to the floor, and I've measured the opening and measured everything about the rest of it, and it's in the right spot, but it has a huge effect on the wood. All right, now this is that same door closed, and this is the wood just roughed in on, setting up here, hung on here with just this clamp. And it's going to pull up a little bit tighter once I get it all situated. But you can see, and this fender's just hanging here, so I'm going to be able to adjust this fender, and it's going to match this wood pretty well. I'll have to take off just a little bit, but it's doing pretty good. Now let me go around and show you the other side of what it's doing. All right, now on this side you can see the difference. So this angle, it drops down quite a bit. Well, it's 5 millimeters. And I've measured from here to the top of the hinge, here to the top of the hinge to the floor, the dash. I've measured everything out. Every bit of all this is in the same location within 1 millimeter. It's 194 and it's 193 on that side, and that's good to go. But here to here, this is down 5, and it's all factory. This has been blasted, and that's all the factory welding. So I am going to, I've studied this 6 ways to stun Sunday. And the best method I can come up with is just slicing this loose, raise this back up where it needs to be, raise this fender up here. That's going to raise the back of the hood, which is going to raise the plane, which is going to change everything in this front end. So everything about what I'm fixing to do is going to be dictated right here. If I left this, then everything on this side would be 5 millimeters lower than the other side because of the way it ties together all the way around. And most people would have left it, and that's how it was left, and that's how it's been for over 50 years. But I'm going to go in here and make an adjustment since I'm doing it anyway. I'm going to go in here and slice that, raise this fender, raise that, and put it in the place it needs to be. Okay, I've put some washers under there, and I've got this raised up just a little bit, so it's actually higher than it normally would be because I've been playing around with what I'm going to do right here. Now, when I bought this wood and I talked to them about it, they said it's normal to have to cut quite a bit off of it to make it fit. But I was telling them that this is really, really bad right here. So I'm glad I went ahead and checked all this out, because on the end of this wood, I'm going to have to cut off that huge amount right there. And like I said, when this fender is down where it goes originally, I mean, let's see if I can push that down a little bit. You can see it's thick as my fingers right there. So that's just a huge amount to have to come off. But if I make one little slice around this, raise this up exactly the same way the other side is at 5 millimeters, that's going to bring this fender up that 5 millimeters. And then when that's up against there, you see I'm just barely going to take a little bit off right there, which is going to save me a huge amount of time and effort on the wood and make the wood better. It's going to make the front of this part of the cowl square to the other side. It's going to make the front of the grill fit square. The domino effect of all that is going to be outstanding. But if I left this, then the domino effect would be constant, everything a little bit off, the grill a little off. I mean, you chase it forever. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to slice that, raise this fender, raise that hood, all that stuff, and then it'll fit and be just like the other side. I'm on this front end getting it ready to pull that bumper off or fit that bumper so we can send it to the chrome shop, and this fender is extremely damaged. This area of your car was installed in the wrong spot, and this area of the car is gone. I really need the back of the fender This will move this fender around so much that the mouth of this, where it makes the door, it can change it quite a bit. The one on the car, it's got some more rust in it and a rust in the front, but it's never been wrecked. And this crown is back to original, beautiful. So it's going to give me a good line to match this piece of wood to. So I'm going to stop messing with these fenders and just go take the car fenders, and then we'll just rebuild them. Because this one is wrecked all the way down through here and flared out, rusted out here, rusted out here, rusted out here, it's wrecked here, it's wrecked here. And anytime you move it, like when I move this here, I don't know if you can see in the camera, it really, really moves out like this, pushes this in, pushes that out. Those out there in good shape. Let's go out there and take a look at the car ones, and then we'll get them off. Here's your car, and I've been trying not to strip parts, but I have been. It's in average shape, I guess. There's some salvageable stuff, but if you notice these fenders right here, they are not wrecked at all. Now the bottom of them are gone all the way through. I had to cut that off and change all that, but the front here is in good shape, and then the down in there is pretty good shape, but the outline has not been wrecked and damaged, and that's kind of what I'm looking for. Now it's got a hole in the front, and I have to fix it, but it's not near as bad as the other one, and it's on the Woodie. And then this one has never been wrecked, and it looks real nice, and that crown is real nice, and I'll better do that wood to that a lot better. Your fenders and your hood off of the car. The inside of this hood is really bad, and I'll show you what it looks like here in a minute. But the outside and the form of it is great. It's never been wrecked. Kind of same on these. They're really good shape all the way out, in good shape all the way out. They're just gone at the bottom. So I'm fixing to purple power and pressure wash these things, and then we'll get a good look at them, and then I'll see about getting them blasted, and then we'll start building the car again. All right, there's the worst part of that fender, and then it's got a hole right in the end of it right there, and then the hood, you can see how bad it is all the way down through there. But I can rebuild that. The outside's, I mean, not bad compared to what I have on there now, but and then the fender here, and it's pretty good shape as far as structurally accurate. Never been wrecked, and then I just replaced the bottom of it. So let's get these things cleaned up, and we'll get a look at them when I get them clean. The purple powering and pressure washing this, the car fenders and valance and stuff, it looks a lot better than the metal we had. It's still rusted out down at the bottom and a couple of spots around here and there, but overall the metal is a lot better, and it's never been wrecked. So I'm using these now to start outlining this. I've still got this corner loose, and I'm able to manipulate and adjust this front end exactly where it needs to be. On that other side, I'm still kind of fighting with it. I'm having to raise the fender and raise that cowl area right there. But I did some measurements, and I cut and moved that cowl in the exact spot as it is over here, and then run that straight out, and then set the hood to all of that, and then checked it. And this is dead nuts level, my floor's level, my truck's level, front to rear. So that's giving me some good numbers. So that's what I'm going to do, is raise that up over there on that side. And I won't have to do near as much whittling on that wood. Then on your inner fenders, I use these for mock-up, but I never finished them out. So now what I'm going to do is go in here and finish every bit of this out. You see how it was rusted out. So this metal I'm going to have to change, and I had to modify these a little bit to clear the Explorer stuff. And I'll put splashes and everything I've got to do to these now, and then set all this front end and then get all this done. This is a big step right here that I kind of went around as I went around the back, so I had to get that back metal in just to get to this point. So once I get all this done, then I'll start fitting your bumper. But it is looking a lot better than the Woodie part.